Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqtatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. How are you all doing today? I hope and pray that you all are doing well and are in the best state of health and iman. May Allah protect us all. Ameen. Today we will be discussing a few points from Surah Al-Furqan and Surah Shoora. Surah Al-Furqan. It is the 25th surah of the Quran. Furqan means that which differentiates between right and wrong. Quran is also regarded as Furqan because it differentiates between right and wrong. In this surah, the description of Judgment Day, that is Yawm al-Qiyamah, is discussed. The sky will break open. Angels will descend majestically on the Judgment Day. It will be a bad news for the sinners, and it will be a good news for true believers. On the Judgment Day, the wrongdoers, the sinners, will regret that they didn't choose friends wisely. If they hadn't taken wrong friends, if they hadn't been in wrong company, they wouldn't have been away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's worship, ibadah. So they will be in regret. May we all choose friends wisely. May we lead ourselves and our friends towards Jannah. Ameen. In this surah, the qualities of Ibadur Rahman, that is, obedient slaves of Rahman, obedient slaves of Allah, are discussed. Let us see those qualities and check whether we possess them. Ibadur Rahman are people who are humble and soft-spoken. They do not argue with ignorant people. They spend their nights in prayers, qiyam, standing in prayers, and sujood, prostrating. They ponder over the verses of Quran. They read and reflect over the verses of Quran. Ibadur Rahman are people who don't commit shirk or murder. They don't do wrong. They don't give false witness. They always spend in moderation. They neither spend too much lavishly nor miserly. They spend in moderation. We should try and develop all these qualities of Ibadur Rahman and be obedient slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibadur Rahman are people who pray for their family. This is the dua for the family. رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Our Lord, grant us from among our spouses and offsprings comfort to our eyes, and make us an example for the righteous, for the muttaqoon. Ameen. We should recite this dua as much as possible so that our family is comfort to our eyes. Qurrat ayun. These were the points from Surah Al-Furqan. We move on to the next surah. Surah Ash-Shoora. Surah Shoora is the 26th surah of the Quran. Shoora means poet. Kuffar Makkah used to call Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam shair, that is poet, and said that Quran is poetry. Na'uzubillah. But the Quran is the speech of Allah. Quran is not poetry. In this surah, the stories of many prophets are discussed. We will be discussing the story of Lut alayhi salam. Lut alayhi salam was the prophet who was sent to the people of Sodom. He was Ibrahim alayhi salam's nephew. The Sodom people were involved in shirk. They used to associate partners with Allah. They were involved in homosexuality. And they even looted caravans. These were the sins of the Sodom people. Lut alayhi salam instructed them not to sin, but still they were stubborn and didn't listen, even though Lut alayhi salam warned them about the punishment. Then angels came with punishment and told Lut alayhi salam to take the believers and leave the city. These were the same angels who had come to Ibrahim alayhi salam with the good news of Ishaq alayhi salam. Hope you remember the story. Then the punishment came. Marked stones rained from the sky and hit each one of the disbelievers. The whole city was turned upside down. The believers were saved from the punishment, and the disbelievers, along with Lut's wife, who was a disbeliever, were all destroyed. Lut alayhi salam's wife was also a disbeliever. He couldn't save her. We should learn lessons from the stories of prophets, how they struggled and how only the believers were saved. We cannot save any of our relative, whether it is our children or a spouse. Each one has to give their own record. We need to follow the straight path, Sirat al-Mustaqim. May Allah help us in practicing Islam in its true sense and be one of the Ibadur Rahman, the obedient slaves of Allah. Ameen. This is it for today. We shall meet in another session with another set of surahs soon, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.